What's up, everyone? This is Corie with Paul's Photo, the Creative Photo Academy, and the lab at Paul's Photo. And today I want to talk about the accessories that I always make sure to have in every bag. A lot of times we are just talking about big fancy cameras and lenses because we are nerds and love cameras and lenses, but there's some practical things, you know. It's the toothbrush type of stuff, you know, those things you need every day or just in case. So my favorite thing to fix pretty much everything in life is gaff tape. Gaff tape is a cloth tape that doesn't leave a residue. You can use it to connect stuff to your tripod or your camera in a pinch. You can hold up seamless paper with it. You can put the bright stuff on anything that's hard for you to see, like me, because I lose my stuff all the time. I actually had to use it on a trip to hold the window in my camper van that fell out. So yeah, this is pretty good, strong stuff. You know, my dad was a mechanic and used a lot of electrical tape, so gaff tape is my version of that. So I highly recommend not only just having a big roll of gaff tape when you go on shoots, but we have the little rolls as well, just in your bag, always with me. All right, the next thing that I always have, especially here because a lot of times we're at the beach doing shoots or whatever, these blowers. Depending on what size your bag is, whichever one fits in, and this is great to get the sand off of your camera, out of the lens, to blow it out because you don't want it to scratch the lens with their sand and dirt like that, and you use a cloth. So always have one of these with me. The next, also on the same vein of cleaning lenses, these I keep in my bag because they're little it's like little wet wipes for your lens. It's a two-step system. There's the wet one and the dry one, and this fits in so much easier than this is the main bottle that I use. And if it's a big shoot when I'm carrying a lot of stuff and I have room for the bottle, I'll take this too, but this is so much easier on like a run and gun day or when I'm just walking around everyday carry, having a couple of these lens wet naps in my bag. The next thing I always have that everyone should have is the cleaning pin. And again, this is something, if the blower can't get the sand and grime out of a lot of times it gets in where the screw part of your lens is for your filter or or you know, just around where there's little tiny grooves. So between the blower and brushing this stuff out with the camera upside down, you're good to go, especially with our salty, sandy stuff. Okay, the next thing is I like to have all of my memory cards in something because I will lose them if I try to just have a memory card pocket for my memory cards in my bag, I'm gonna lose them. So I carry a case. I use this one, this Billfold, this Peter McKinnon one, but if you like a hard case one better, or Think Tank also makes one, and it depends on if you're doing SD cards, micro SD, all the different sizes of cards, there's one for whichever card you need. Of course, you always wanna have a lens cloth. Anyone who wears glasses regularly does this already anyway, but I usually have like 2 or 3 stuffed in every bag just because they come with so many things that we buy anyway. But if you don't have any, get some of these and make it so that they're easily accessible. Nothing is more important than keeping your camera and your gear clean, because if you don't, it gets corroded very easily, especially with the salt. Okay. My next favorite thing, because again, I'm gonna say this a lot of times, and this is why I have systems, I lose things. So I have these little tiny tech pouches. I like this one the best because it is clear on both sides and I can see what I put in there, because sometimes I'll forget what I put in there. Usually it's a USB-C cable. Thank God we're moving to most of that now. It may be the remote trigger for my camera. It may be anything I need for the day of that shoot that doesn't go in any of the other parts. So cable management, I shoot tethered a lot on my professional shoots, so I'll definitely have a USB-C cable in there for tethering. So we have multiple sizes of these. And last but not least is battery holder. When we get our batteries with our cameras or we buy extra batteries, they come with this little plastic backing to protect the connections, and I lose those. Of course, when I take them off. And I need to have multiple batteries with me, and I want them to be protected. So I have this one. I'm also going to use this one because I carry a lot of batteries with me on a shoot. So this one holds 3, this one holds 2, and that way you have everything nice and neat together. And if you're like me and lose things, here's a system. Come down and check out not just the awesome gear that we have, the big scale from cameras and lenses and the fun stuff we like to talk about, but the everyday accessories that will make it easier for you to get your shoots done and keep your gear safe.